Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Nicole and I love colorful makeup, and I'm actually a huge fan of Avatar: The Last Airbender, and this is what this video is about because I'm doing 4 looks with the Avatar collection from Lethal Cosmetics. I've done 1 look for each of the element palettes. I will actually blend in some close-ups and swatches of all of the palettes now. These color stories are just so beautiful, and as a fan of the show, I have to say I think they did the theme justice. I think that this is one of the best collabs that has ever been done, if not the best collab. This is just such a beautiful, beautiful collection. Even without the theming, this would be a stunning release. I also got all 8 of the liquid liners. I have to say I really enjoyed them a lot. The colors are very stunning. I also will blend in some swatches of the eyeliners right now. And then of course I also got the Soccer glitter gel, which actually was my first time getting a product like that. I really enjoyed working with it. I only used it once, but it looked very, very pretty on the eye, and I'm very excited to use this more often. Of course, I also got the White Lotus highlighter, which isn't my favorite product in the collection, but you will hear me talk a little bit more about it in the video and in the review section of this video. I also got all 3 of the Team Azula lipsticks. I really enjoyed these colors. My favorite ones are the Tylee and the My one. I also enjoyed Azula, but the more nudie brown shades are a little bit more what I normally wear. And then of course I also got the My Cabbages sponge, which I didn't use in the video because it's just way too cute to be used. And I also got the upper makeup bag, which is so cute that I actually bought 2 of those because it's just way too cute, and I'm a little bit scared that I will get it dirty with makeup and then it's ruined. So I had to get a replacement right away. So they sold out, but they will restock the collection and you can right now pre-order the products you want, and I really highly recommend this collection. It was just so beautiful. But without further ado, let's jump into the first look I did with the water. So I'm filming for the first time in a long time now, and as you might hear, I'm still a little sick. My throat is still a little bit hurting, but I received the Lethal Cosmetics Avatar collection like 2 days ago, and I wasn't able to play around with it because I just was so sick. And today's the first day where I feel like a little bit better, and I just need to play with this beautiful collection. So for my first look with this beautiful collection, I will be playing with the Water Tribe palette, and this is just so beautiful. To me, this is the perfect blue color story. It has everything that I need. It has a pastel blue, a maroon blue, a deep blue, it has a matte white, and the shimmer selection is just perfect. I like that we have this pale blue shimmer, this very light champagne, more neutral tone shimmer, and the multichrome and the deep, more smoky looking shimmer. These are all amazing, and so this is really a perfect color story for my preference. But I would say let's just get started with this shade right here. It's the shade called Water Whip. I'm so excited to try this brand out finally, because you know I live in Europe and Lethal Cosmetics is European, and Lethal Cosmetics is a European indie brand, and I just love to support them. And this blue shadow is looking really good. I'm not talking too much in this first vlog because it hurts. So I don't want to talk too much. I just want to play with this makeup. It's just so stunning. So I'm getting a little bit of fallout, which could totally be my fault because I'm, as always, using way too much shadow. I'm using the same blue shade on a more flat brush to put it onto my lower lash line. Now I'm taking this shade right here. It's called Penguin Sledding. And I'm putting it on a small blending brush, and I use this shade to blend out the other blue shade. So I finished blending the shadow. I have to say this side looks a little patchy, but this is most likely because of me, and I'm still being sick and not able to do proper makeup right now. But next I will be using this shade right here. It's called Wolf Cove, and I just will put this all over the lid. I just want to do a very smoky look today. So I'm especially focusing this in the outer corner, and also I'm kind of fading it towards the inner corner where I use less product. And then I'm going to blend this deep blue into my crease, into the other blue shades I already put down. I have to say I'm very impressed with the matte formula. It is very, very pigmented and blendable. As I said, the patchiness is most likely my fault. I take a little bit more of the very deep shade to blend it more into the front part of my crease. As I said, this is the first time for me trying the Lethal Cosmetics formula. So far I really like the mattes, and I will not try shimmers today. So I'm not going to try them out today, because I want this to be an all matte look, and then I want to use one of the multi-chrome liners from this collection to make a cool accent on the eye. And I think this multi-chrome liner will look way better if I just put it onto a matte base. Maybe I also will use the glitter gel to tap it a little bit in the middle, because I want to try out this gel as well. I've never tried something like this glitter gel before. I'm just making sure that everything is blended very well, because as I said, I will not be applying shimmers, so the mattes have to be blended extra good. So for my inner corner highlight, I will use this white shade. I really love it when a palette has a white shade. It just makes it so versatile for me, because you can mix it with other shades to make them lighter. For example, this brown shade like here, which adds something a little interesting to the palette. I think there's nothing in this palette to blend it out with, but if you just need something to blend this shade out with, you just can mix it with your white and create a lighter version of this shade to blend it out. And that's why I love the white shadow in my palettes, and I just love it as an inner corner highlight. Next I will be using the Soccer Glitter Gel, and I actually don't know how to use something like this. As I said, I've never used a product like that on my eyes. So I just take a little bit on my finger, and I'm putting it in the center of my lid. Is that looking good? I feel like it's very pretty. Just a little more. I'm curious how long they're lasting on the eyelids, because I've oily eyelids and I have the fear that this is going to crease on me very quickly. But I will wear this for a few hours and then I will see if it actually creases. And I'm not using that much of the product, so So I'm just going in with little bits, and I love it. Oh my god, an all matte look with just a little bit of glitter in the center is just very stunning. I love. For the liner detail, I'm going in with the multichrome liner from the set, and this is just so pretty. It's this pearl iridescent multichrome liner. It's the only multichrome liner that's a little bit on the lighter side of the set, and I'm just going to have my eyes open, looking straight into my mirror, and then I'm going to draw this little detail. Ooh, it's actually looking very red, very pink on the eye because I have this blue underneath. I feel like that's good. I will perfect it and do it on the other side as well, and then I will. So I put the liner on. I'm not great at a graphic liner. I just got very thick in the outer part, so I just thought let's blend it out and make it a little bit of a gradient. It didn't work that well. And I did a little bit of a mess in the front part as well, so yeah. As I said, this isn't my best work I've ever done, but it's good enough and I'm still quite happy with it. So I will just put on some mascara and a liner in the waterline, and then I will be right back. Okay, so this is the finished eye look. I really like it. I really enjoy this smoky blue eye look. I really enjoyed using this palette, and I love this glitter gel so far. It just looks so stunning on top of an all matte base. It's very pretty. But now I just want to try out the White Lotus highlighter from that collection. I already swatched this highlighter and it looked very pretty, but I also want to use it on the face. Like, do you see that? It leaves like a green stripe on my maybe this is meant for a deeper skin tone. Okay, so I've used less product on this side and it doesn't leave a cast now, but it looks like nothing, so I kind of feel like I need to apply more, but if I do, it's looking a little green. I don't know why. I have to see this in a more natural lighting, how it looks, but I'm also applying it a little bit on the nose. So just in my hair, but now you can't see a lot of the eyeshadow. I really enjoyed this look. It was a lot of fun to do it, and the shadows actually worked really well. I'm also wearing one of the lipsticks from this collection today. It's the ATLA lipstick. It's a very beautiful color, I really love it. So for my second look, I want to play with the Air palette. But before I play with the eyeshadow, I just want to apply some lipstick. This is a pretty, at least for me, this is a pretty neutral leaning palette. I want to use the Azula lipstick from this collection. But first I want to apply a lip liner. This is the lip liner in Cherry by MAC. And this is a very cool toned red shade. And this is very warm. This Azula shade is a very warm, more corally red tone. And that doesn't look super nice with my more cool toned skin tone. So if I apply these two together, when these mix together, they get a very nice neutral red shade on me. I overdrew my lips very slightly. When I apply more intense lip colors, I just like to overdraw them ever so slightly. Now I'm applying the lipstick. Oh yeah, I really love a red lipstick. This is very pretty. And these lipsticks feel actually very nice on the lips. I really enjoy them. Okay, now let's start with the eye makeup. I start by applying my Sigma eyeshadow base in the shade Persuade. Just put a little bit onto my eyelids, and then I just blend it out with my finger. So because this is very neutral for me, like these three are pretty colorful shades, but yellow to me is a neutral color, and so we're left with just two colorful shades, and I really want to play with the more brownish shades today. So I thought if I'm going to play with neutrals, I at least will do a little bit of a more crazy eye shape. So I will start with this deep shade right here. It's called Glider, and I'm putting it on this more flat brush, and I actually start on my lower lash line, and I put it in the outer part of this lower lash line, and I blend it until I reach the middle. I'll quickly do this on the other side, especially if I do more crazy eye looks. I like to do both eyes very simultaneously, so I get it as symmetrical as I possibly can. I like that looks good on both sides. I want to try to look as straight into my mirror as possible, and I will leave this gap like so. Like, this is a little bit inspired by drag makeup, but it's supposed to look a little crazy, but it should not be super duper crazy because I want to leave the house with this makeup. And what I will do now is like a cut crease on the top of my eye, and I just want to, you know, get a shape down first, and then I will blend it and clean it up and all that stuff. So I just start by putting this down. So I will connect the upper and the lower lash line like that. Yeah, this is definitely looking a little crazy, and I love it. I'm putting this above my crease, like so. I would love to make this an all matte look like the first one, but I feel like I kinda have to use these shimmer shades at some point. Okay, and now I will just flick the shape up like this, and then there will be a liner later, and that is the eye shape I'm going for today, and I love it. So for blending the shade out, I want to use this shade right here. It's called Sky Bison, and I'm taking a very small pencil brush. This is by Real Techniques. I have no idea what the number is or where you can get it. I don't know. And I just want to start here to blend this dark shade out. This is the second time I'm using the Little Cosmetics formula. It was my second time ordering from them, but the first time I just tried some gel liners which dried out because I almost never use gel liner. I don't know why I even bought them, because I used them like 2 times and then never again, and then I wanted to use them and they were dried out because I haven't used them in a year. So yeah, that was my first thing I bought from Lethal, and now these palettes, and I'm very much in love with them. The water palette, which I tried 2 days ago, it's just so stunning. It is my perfect blue palette. It is just so pretty. It will be one of my favorite palettes of all time because it just has these 9 shades in it, but it has every shade I need for my go-to blue eye look. So I really love that. I will just continue to apply this shade and to blend out the deep glider shade with the Sky Bison shade. And yeah, so I will just blend, and I will see you when I finished blending. Okay, so I think I blended this first deep shade out very well. Now I'm taking a small but fluffy blending brush and I'm trying to blend out the Sky Bison shade, which is the lighter brown shade, and I'm just going over its edges to blend it out very smoothly. Which these shades are very blendable. I have to say that these shades are very beautiful to blend. It's just easy and enjoyable to blend these shades out. So we love that, definitely. Don't love it when I have to. I don't love it when I have to work hard for my shadows to work. I want looks that look like a lot of work, but I don't want them to be a lot of work, you know what I mean? So I just blend with this clean brush. Now I'm going back in with the very small pencil brush I used to apply the Sky Bison shade. I'm actually going into the shade Glider with it, which is the deeper brown shade, and I'm going to re-intensify this deep shade with it. And I just will go back and forth between brushes and shades and blend and re-intensify until I get a intense but nicely blended shadow. So I'm quite happy with this blend. Is it perfect? Most likely no. But it's good enough, and yeah, it's good enough. So I will use the shade Air Temple on a pencil brush. This is clean, it's just a little stain from some blue or teal shadow, and I just apply this on my brow bone to highlight it and to get rid of any harsh edges from the Sky Bison shade. I really enjoy having a shade like this Air Temple shade in this palette. Because it can help blend out every shade, at least on my skin tone. So I will take this very tiny flat brush and I will take the tiniest bit of my concealer and I will now clean that up. Start cutting the crease. I feel like this is symmetrical enough, and now I'm taking the bigger side of this two-sided no-name brush and I just blend the concealer into the eyeshadow base. I like that's good. I mean, it's not perfect. I'm not a makeup artist. Who the fuck cares? Yeah, one of my fears. Just random person on the internet putting makeup on their face. Who cares if my makeup looks perfect or not? Now, also with concealer and this brush, I hope this is the right brush for this. I need to go very close to my mirror. I will clean up this inner part by putting down some concealer there. I'm now taking a flat brush and I really want to use this shade right here. It's called Moon Peach, and I'm just grabbing this on this flat brush and I just put it. So I will spray my brush and I just the shade follow the cut that I've created. I feel like this is the most exciting shade for me in this palette. I just love a light shimmer like this. It's very pretty on the eye. I will take a blending brush with some of this shade on and I will just blend it. This would be such a beautiful face highlighter. I applied the Uncle Iroh White Lotus highlighter today again. Not the biggest fan of it. But in the end of the video I'll give you a review of all of the stuff. And then we will also talk about the highlighter. So I feel like it's a little patchy here, but maybe it's just me. I see things that no one else sees. For the inner corner, I applied next to no of the shimmer there because I want to use the Air Temple, the matte almost white shade, and I want to put it on top of the concealer there. It's such a pretty look. I absolutely love it. I love this look so much. And you know, I normally do not wear neutral shades, neutral shadows like this. I really enjoy colorful eye makeup, but I love a dramatic and crazy look like this. Really love it. So yeah, I think that's it for the eyeshadow. Isn't that amazing? I will just put on a kind of big black wing. Or wait a minute, I think let's do the Suko Match Burgundy eyeliner. I think this might look fantastic with this eyeshadow. So oh, I'm sorry, my cold hasn't gone away completely yet, but I feel way better. So I just draw a wing like that. I think that looks good, and then like that looks great. I will put a wing on the other eye, perfect it, and then I will be right back. Listen, I'm so in love with this look. I love it so much. Oh my god. And now where I have this very deep, almost black burgundy brown eyeliner on, I feel like my crease is looking a little bit light. So I'm taking this eyeliner brush and I'm taking the lighter shade and I just go with it along my cut crease to just deepen it up ever so slightly, and I feel like that makes it look so much better. Oh my god, I'm so in love with this look. These palettes, listen, they are fantastic. I love the quality of Lidl Cosmetics. The shimmer is so stunning. It's breathtaking beautiful. The matte shadows are so easy to work with. Even though I did quite a difficult look today with this cut crease moment, I feel like it was very easy to pull this off because the shadows are just good quality. So now where I deepened this cut crease up even more, I love it even more. It's just such a nice look. I really love it. I will definitely enjoy going out like. Okay, so this is the finished makeup look. I love it so much. I love it so much. It is so stunning. Oh my god, this is so pretty. I absolutely love it. It was so easy to do this look and to blend these shadows. It just took a little bit of time because I had to use so small brushes, but it was so incredibly easy to pull this look off, and I absolutely love the shimmer shade. But I'll have to say one thing about the eyeliner. You should, if you apply this light eyeliner, you should be quick with your mascara, because if it gets on your lashes, and it will get on your lashes, it kind of sticks them together a little bit, and then you have and if it dries down completely before you put down your mascara, which it did today on me, because I fixed the eye makeup a little bit in the time where it had to dry, so it was a little bit harder to apply my mascara, but it was still possible. And I've similar eyeliners from NYX, I believe, that also are colorful liquid eyeliners, but they're way worse than these from Lethal Cosmetics. If I get them on my lashes and they dry down, it's impossible to apply mascara. So these are still, you can still apply mascara, but it's a little bit harder. Just wanted to let you know, these are still great formula. I really love them, and I love this look. And now let's continue with the third look, and I'm so excited to use these palettes. They're just so good. They're just so good, and the theming is so great. I really feel like with each palette they managed to capture the nation and the color scheme of the nation very well. I think they did it the best with this palette, with the Air palette. They did it the best because they put these two shades in. But I feel like every palette in this collection really manages to represent its element and its nation very well, and I absolutely love that. For my third look, I want to use the Fire palette. I'm so excited to use this. I actually used this shade right here. It's called the Dancing Dragon. I used this in my face highlight, and I think it looks incredibly beautiful on the face. And for lipstick today, I'm wearing the My lipstick from that collection. For the eyeshadow, I will start with this shade right here. It's called Agni Kai. I want to do a very warm and very smoky look today. So I definitely will use the black shade as well. This has to be very dramatic. I'm not the biggest fan of warm toned eyeshadows. They just don't look amazing with my cool toned skin. So this has to be very dramatic to make up for that. I'm also taking this shade and putting it on my lower lash line. And for today's look, I actually bring it all the way in. It has been a long time, a very long time since I did a red eyeshadow look, but I think it looks amazing actually. I should do this more often. Now I'm taking a clean blending brush and I just go around the edges of this red shade. This is already blending very nicely. I do not think that I need another shade to help blend this, and I actually don't want to, because the only shade I could use to blend this out that I have in this palette is the shade right here, and it would make it very neutral, and I want this to be as vibrant as possible. I'm taking the shade Fire Sages next, and with this shade I will start building up depth in the outer part of the eye look. So I built the shade up and blended it out, and now I'm going back and forth between the deep shade and the brush I applied the lighter red with to just create a very nice smoky blend. I have to say this on the eyelids isn't looking as deep as in the pan. I think this might be because I layered this on top of another shadow. So you should keep that in mind if you layer these shades, they most likely don't look as deep and as intense as they do in the pan. But for this look it's quite nice because they mix together very nicely, and it creates this more very deep red shade, which in the palette this looks a little bit more brown, and on the eyelid now mixed together with this vibrant red it looks very deep and burgundy, and it's a very cute shade. Also taking this shade and applying it a little bit on the lower lash line, and this shade I'm putting more into the outer part. Now I'm taking Black Sun and I'm putting this on this pencil brush, and I will put this into the very outer corner and make this even deeper and smokier. And I'm taking a clean brush and I just blend this out. I'm taking this black shade and put it on the lower lash line very closely to my lashes. So I'm quite happy with how that looks, but blending all these reds made a little mess and I need to clean it up. So I'm taking a small blending brush and I'm taking my concealer, even though I set my face with powder already. Taking the tiny bit concealer onto that brush, and I just clean up my under eye area a tiny bit on both sides. I think that fixed it very well, and I'm quite happy with how it looks now. And I'm happy that I applied red blush today because it blends quite nice together with this eye look. And now I want to go in with the shimmer. I want to use this shade right here. It's the Roku shade, and I think it's the multi-chrome in this palette. Every palette in this collection has a multi-chrome, and this is my first time trying out the Lidl Cosmetics multi-chrome formula. And I'm just putting this in the middle of the eyelid. Is it even a multi-chrome? I cannot see. Ah yeah, there's slight green shift to it. Very pretty. It gives this look a little bit more warmth because the crease turned out to be a very burgundy now. It's not super warm red. I'm taking the brush I applied the Fire Sages shade with, and I want to blend out this shade. I'm taking a smaller pencil brush and I'm taking this Roku shade, and I will put it into the inner part that I cannot reach very well with my finger. So I'm also putting Roku in the front part of my lower lash line. It's a very pretty shade. As I said, normally I don't like very red looks, so this is definitely outside of my comfort zone. But I actually enjoy this a lot. This is a very dramatic, very smoky look. It's fantastic. I will use the Dancing Dragon shade, and I will use this as an inner corner highlight. This is stunning. This is very, very pretty. So this is a very red look, and in order to not look sick or tired, I just took this small pencil brush and a little bit of concealer on it, and I just made sure that there's no red in areas where I don't want red to be. So I put it right there on this eye, and I think you can see the difference. Like it's a subtle difference. Taking the Suko liner, the matte one, which is a very pretty burgundy shade, and I just put this liner along my lash line. Hey, what do we think? I love this look. I really love this look. It's very pretty. This palette reminds me so much of my 2016 makeup, and like I loved these shades and these colors in that years around 2016, and I've used them daily, but I would have never been able to do a look like this back then, because I was quite scared of very deep shades. So I wouldn't have done that, and I think I wouldn't have had the skills back then to do a look like this. So I really enjoyed playing with this palette, and now let's do the fourth and final look. For my fourth and final look, I want to play with the Earth palette, and I want to start with this shade right here called Passing Sea. Taking a little bit on a brush, and I start working it into my crease. Now I'm taking a fluffy blending brush. This brush is clean, and I just blend the edges of that green shade. Then I'm going back in with a little bit more of that green shade, re-intensifying it. Then going into the shade 575, and I'm putting this on this fluffy brush, and I'm just applying this in the front part of the crease. This is actually a lot lighter than I thought it would be. I first thought this and the Passing Sea shade that they would be very similar. They're actually quite different on the eye, because this one is way more lighter, and it's also a lot more yellow. I also want to use this shade to blend out the Passing Sea shade even more. Now I'm going into the shade 1 Shitong. I'm applying this shade in the outer corner, and then I will start blending it into my crease. And now I'm using the shade right here. It's called Lake Laogai, and I'm taking a little bit on my finger, and I apply this all over my eyelid. This is a stunning shade. I really love it. With the brush I applied the deep green shade with, I'm just going between the shimmer and the deep matte to blend both together. I will just apply my face makeup, and then I will be right back and we will finish the eye. Face makeup is done. I applied the Tylee lipstick today, and I used some concealer to really clean up this eye look. I really love having this very clean edge with this look. And for my lower lash line, I'm going back into this shade right here, 1 Shitong, and I'm taking a little bit of it, and I'm just putting it into the outer corner on my lower lash line. And I'm taking my blending brush with a little bit of that shade 575, and I'm just blending this out very slightly. This palette doesn't have any shade that I could use in my inner corner as an inner corner highlighter, so I will use my Water Tribe palette to help me out with that matte white. Just taking a little bit of that and put it into my inner corner. For my eyeliner today, I want to use the Suko multi-chrome eyeliner. It is this orange to green shift, and I think that gives a very nice contrast to that look, and the green shift also complements this look very well. So I will just run this on my lash line, and I think I will do that off camera. I just can't do eyeliner on camera very well. So this is the fourth and final look. I really love the copper liner accent and the way it shifts in light. It's just such a pretty liner. But I would say just let's zoom out and chat about this beautiful collection. First, let's talk about the eyeshadow palettes. This was my first time trying out the Lethal Cosmetics eyeshadow formula, and I'm very impressed. These are great eyeshadows, like especially the blue palette. This is my favorite out of the four, and it's just looking so stunning and it's working so beautifully. The blue shadows are very easy to blend, very user friendly, and also very buildable. Like I can get very dramatic looks with this palette. I absolutely love it. And of course the other three palettes are as stunning. Quality is really amazing. I really enjoyed working with all of these palettes. The thing in this collection that I'm actually the most surprised by the quality are the eyeliners. These are fantastic liquid eyeliners. They're so good. They're truly amazing. The application is super easy. I have no problem applying mascara if I apply these. They're lasting such a long time. They didn't smudge. They didn't go away when my eyes were tearing. They lasted such a long time. It's just an amazing product. And the best part, and I do not know how they managed to do that. These things are tear proof. You can cry and they will stay on your eyes, but they're also very easy to wash off just with warm water, and I do not get how that is possible. But it is, because these eyeliners are exactly that. They're very easy to wash off, but if you cry because you, like me, have allergies or something like that, they will not go away. I don't know what kind of witchcraft Lethal Cosmetics was using to create a formulation like this, but there have to work some very powerful witches in this company to make this possible. Other products I'm very excited about are the lipsticks. They are so beautiful. They're so beautiful. My favorite colors are the Tali color and the My color. These are just very pretty. I also like the Azula shade, don't get me wrong, this is also very pretty. These are very comfortable on the lips. They're not super long lasting, like they're not a liquid lipstick or something like that. Of course not. They are bullet lipsticks. They have a satin finish. They're super comfortable on your lips. Yes, you need to reapply them after drinking a lot or after eating. You need to reapply them, but they're absolutely beautiful on the lips and super duper comfortable. So the next product is the Soca Glitter Gel. I really enjoyed this product. I have not experienced any greasing or stuff like that. It looked very beautiful on the eye, but I just used it once, so I cannot give you my final thoughts just yet, because I'm very new to this kind of product as well. I haven't used something like that before, so I just need to try this a little bit more often before I can give you my final review. Last makeup product I want to talk about is the highlighter, which it is beautiful. It is a beautiful highlighter, but it just leaves that little green cast on my face. Actually, I haven't put on some highlighter yet, so just let's do that. So I put this on and it looks very pretty. I really like the pink. Sometimes it just leaves a little bit of a green cast on my face. Today's not one of those days, I think. So I think you can see it a little bit, and normally I just go over top with a little bit more of my blush to blend it in more. so I can fix that problem. It's not my favorite highlighter in the world, but I also need to try it out a little bit more to see if I like it, if I use it wrong, and I need to see it in different lightings as well, because maybe it's just the studio lighting here and it isn't looking that bad in real lighting. So I need to try this out a little bit more. Don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed this highlighter. I really love a pink highlighter like that. I just need to be a little bit more careful when I'm applying it. So I will be definitely filming more looks with these palettes and these eyeliners for YouTube Shorts and Instagram. But I'm also thinking about doing another YouTube video with these palettes for a makeup bingo, for example. That would be I think that would be very interesting. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and maybe leave a comment. It would help me out a lot, and I will hopefully see you in my next video. Bye!